Okay, so artists have been complaining and struggling and fighting for decades. And now it seems like the truth is coming out. Let's discuss it. So I don't know if you heard or what you've been watching, but lately there has been a lot of rumblings and a lot of talk about Spotify and the top music labels, and they are kind of fighting with each other. And to me it's interesting because why are the platforms and the record labels fighting and leaving the artists left behind? These are the artists make the least amount of money and they're not in the conversation. This is highly suspect. But we are having the conversation online, and we all know the internet will seek the truth out one way or another. But I kind of want to just free ball on this concept a little bit because I think the conversation has been started. And the more we talk about it, the more we can get facts, the more we can get more people aware. But most importantly, and this is key, I think new up and coming artists that are going to be artists within the next 5 to 10 years, they can use this information wisely. So what are we up against today? One major shift is streaming platforms. This has completely changed the way that we consume music, and it's not really a good thing as far as the artists. The record labels, the streaming platforms are making a great amount of money on it, but artists are not. But imagine that, having to wait to get a certain threshold before you can get paid for your art and your work, right? That doesn't make any sense at all. Might as well take your art, take your work, and put it somewhere where you can control it. And that's pretty much what this conversation is about. Artists taking control of their work. And why can't we do that today? Well, we can. We just have to be smart and we have to be resourceful, right? We have all the tools available to us to really market ourselves, really take advantage of all the systems that are out there. You can generate a buzz very well. You can capture all types of information so that you can keep people close to you and sell a lot of your work and your art, right? What is going to happen to record labels and streaming platforms moving forward? I don't know, but if they don't figure something out, I think artists are going to just take an exodus from working with platforms and record labels. Because if I had to list 5 benefits of working with record labels or working with platforms, it might be a little bit of a struggle, more so in the streaming platforms than with a record label. Yes, there are a lot of great benefits to working with the record label. They fund your project, they get your exposure, they have connections to where they can make things happen, but none of that is a guarantee, right? So you can't be promised anything. So do you take the gamble for yourself, or do you take the gamble with a label and maybe make it? And if you do, you're already in the hole, or you have to pay them back, or they don't like you after a while, then you have to go on it by yourself. This is all legitimate conversation. And I think it's time for a shift in the way that we consume music and how we behave as artists, right? I was listening to Rick Beato talk about this thing a few weeks ago, and he pointed out something pretty critical. What's the difference between concerts today and concerts back in the 90s? Because I think the 90s is where kind of music reached the height, and then shortly after, when internet came, it kind of not fell off, but dropped off. But if you went to a concert in the 90s, one thing you didn't see was cell phones, right? So what does that mean? Well, I feel like back then your fans got something at a concert that they didn't already get. They got something at a concert that they couldn't get from your cell phone feed. What do I mean by that? They're not oversaturated with you're not being oversaturated with your favorite artists, right? Where's the allure of new music, something special, something unique, right? When you went to a concert, you got new music and then you had to wait for that new music to be on the next album. So you were intensely waiting and watching to see when that album dropped. And as soon as it dropped, you went and you purchased it, right? Nowadays, artists artists release stuff all the time, and you're oversaturated, you're desynthesized, right? So when they come to your town, you feel like you don't really have to go and see them that fast, because you got a lot of what they've done in the palm of your hand or in your computer. But as I see it now, we need to take control of our own music and our own art. How many artists in the past have fought for their creative rights, right? Maybe we need to start doing it ourselves. Well, this was just a rant, but I think an important one. So if you like this content, you're rocking with it, hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell notification, and leave a comment. Know what you're thinking. Am I totally off base? Should I stop rambling on this microphone or whatever the case would be? Let me know. But I think it's a great conversation for artists.